Former President Donald Trump is back home at Mar-a-Lago after 4 tumultuous years in office. Ben Tracy was our White House correspondent for much of Trump's term and has a look back.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear.
When Joe Biden became President Biden this past week,
So help me God.
what was extraordinary was just how ordinary it all seemed.
Politics doesn't have to be a raging fire, destroying everything in its path.
The now former President Trump exiled himself from the ceremony. Banned from Twitter, he could not even weigh in from afar.
The honor of a lifetime.
The disruptor-in-chief
What happened to me with this witch hunt should never be allowed to happen to another president of the United States. Never, ever again.
who dominated every aspect of American life,
I like real news, not fake news. You're fake news.
was suddenly gone.
Is Donald Trump an intellectual? Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
It felt like more than a transition. It was a presidential eclipse,
The fact that the three of us are standing here
leaving some to wonder if he could ever fit in at a gathering of the former President's Club. The Trump presidency was different.
I'm an extremely stable genius. Maybe I have a natural ability. Maybe I should have done that instead of running for president. A lot of love in this room.
It could be bizarre,
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
at other times,
I talk about the Chinese virus.
it was offensive.
Kung flu.
And then there were the moments
I'd rate it a 10. I think we've done a great job.
that were simply shocking.
Very fine people on both sides.
Of course, there were also the tweets
Not only Florida, but Georgia was going toward the Gulf.
and the many untruths.
All of us here today do not want to see our election victory stolen.
Like a reality show,
It has been determined that there is no collusion, so we'll see what happens.
it was hard to look away, even when it burned.
The authority of the President of the United States having to do with the subject we're talking about is total.
There were certainly
Neil Gorsuch,
accomplishments to tout.
Brett Kavanaugh,
3 Supreme Court justices,
Amy Coney Barrett.
a major tax cut,
It's not fancy, but it's the Oval Office. It's the great Oval Office.
and peace deals in the Middle East.
This is peace in the Middle East without blood all over the sand. I say it.
Covering Donald Trump for the past few years,
If it does keep getting worse, if Americans keep dying, are you responsible for that?
Well, the virus will disappear.
was both addicting and exhausting.
The few White House aides that are left here are demoralized and simply trying to get through the next week.
During a flight on Air Force One last year, I was struck by how different he could be talking off the record to reporters. Without cameras, he was sometimes more serious, less confrontational.
It's such a hostile media. It's
Of
so
course,
sad.
that never lasted long.
On the campaign trail, you called yourself a nationalist. Some people saw that as emboldening white nationalists. Now people are also
I don't
saying
know why you'd
that
say
the
that. It's
president.
such a racist
There are
question.
some
The
people that
one
say that
constant
now the
was that he
Republican Party
always
is even
stole
supporting-
his own show,
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
which may be why the new president
Excuse me. That's enough.
This is a great nation,
seems so determined to counter-program.
and to overcome the challenges in front of us requires the most elusive of all things in a democracy: unity.
And now, is it possible a president who always demanded to be seen and heard
Will you shut up, man? Listen.
could really just fade away? Did the rioters that stormed the Capitol in his name deal a fatal blow to the Trump brand?
This was a fraudulent election.
And what about the article of impeachment expected to be delivered to the Senate tomorrow?
We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special.
Triggering his trial on charges of inciting an insurrection.
No one is above the law.
Not to mention those criminal investigations and lawsuits Mr. Trump still faces in New York and beyond.
I will always fight for you. I will be watching. I will be listening.
After finally accepting his presidency was truly over,
I wish the new administration great luck and great success.
the 45th president left a weary Washington Wednesday morning,
Goodbye. We love you.
while still leaving a lot of us wondering
We will be back in some form.
if the show
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
is really over.